Social media added billions of people into the global conversation. If you want to reach a bigger audience, you gotta be creative in the media you use and the approaches you do to get it out there. And there are much bigger spheres out there. There are people who care about parenting, there are people who care about psychology books, there are people who care about comic books. And what you have to do if you really want to change the world is figure out a way to poke your head in those other spheres and say, hey, my issue matters for your concerns too. And to figure out, artistic ways to do it that can reach an entirely different audience. You can multiply the effectiveness of it times 20.
This is Stand Together Presents. Stories, ideas, and advice from changemakers tackling our biggest challenges.
My name is Greg Lukianoff. I'm the president and CEO of the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. I am a lifelong defender of freedom of speech. I'm a constitutional lawyer, and I'm really lucky that I get to do a job that I really care about. I was talking about writing a book about free speech and psychology way back in 2010. I saw an opportunity to do that with my friend Jonathan Haidt, and we ended up writing Coddling the American Mind that was about psychology and parenting with a strong explanation of freedom of speech. My assistant at the time kind of laughed at me. The idea is good luck with that. But in terms of reaching people, we've never done anything better. Now, I'm writing a comic book called The Eternally Radical Idea, and it's about superpowers and time travel as a way of explaining the profound importance of freedom of speech. I'm just smiling because I'm always writing comic book plots in my head and also sometimes rewriting episodes of Star Trek. I've been reading comic books since I was a little kid. I think in comic book frames. If you're working on a serious topic, it can sometimes feel like being self-indulgent to actually have fun with it. But the process of writing the comic book has improved my thinking about freedom of speech, about how to tell it more simply, how to tell it more heroically, about how to have a powerful visual images instead of just having everything designed for a written page. So thinking creatively, it can create footholds in entirely different areas, it can introduce it to entirely new people, and sometimes it can actually start a trend that you don't know where it's going to end, but at the end of it, a lot more people are going to care about your issue than the day before.